Good morning. I am back from the wedding and I am on the way to church. The hubby isn't feeling too well this morning, so he's going to stay in. So I'm going to pick up a order from Starbucks. I got myself a pink drink along with a croissant. When I tell y'all I am so happy that we don't have school tomorrow, I am thrilled that we do not have school tomorrow. I said that I would use the day to start trying to get ahead on my work, or I might just do absolutely nothing. I haven't decided just yet, and it's my prerogative to change my mind. I also want to get some editing done to catch up on my life so that I can start recording a couple of post-wedding videos. But I will keep y'all posted. So here's my purse for today. It has my keys. I'll be right back. All right. Must be 9. Yep. After you said cheese. All right, y'all. I am finally on my way home. We had a little Easter egg hunt after church and just kind of socialized and hung out together. So now I'm on my way back to my side of town so I can keep doing some laundry and unpacking. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another day. Welcome or welcome back. If this is your first time visiting, I am Amber. Welcome to my channel. I am happy to have you. Go ahead and subscribe. I am a teacher by trade. I just got married. And I am going through various life transitions all at once. So if that's something that piques your interest, then go ahead and stick around for a while. Now, y'all, today is my first day back to work since getting married. And y'all, it was tough. It was tough coming back to work after having a whole week off. I think I can be a stay-at-home wife. I think I would do a pretty good job of it. Anyway, so I am adjusting to wife life. I think for me, I am so used to being called my maiden name that my students call me that all day. And then a lot of them were asking, like, well, do we call you Miss Brooks? Do we call you Mrs. Alvarado? Like, what do we call you? And I'm just like, call me either, I guess. But my name is about to be Alvarado, so that will probably be in your best interest. It's been tough, y'all. It's been tough transitioning to my new name, but I'm excited to have it. I have an appointment with Social Security tomorrow to get my name changed, so I hope to have at least a receipt to prove that my name is legally changing so that I can go ahead and get my name changed for my license, with my job, just everything. So I'll probably schedule an appointment to get my license changed next week. I have a doctor's appointment. I might as well just take the whole day off and take care of my business. My husband is currently at soccer practice. We're still at school. I just hang out with him and read my book. I'm currently reading This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I am reading it backwards. I don't think that it is a continuation. I think that you can still read the books, even though it's in the same series. I think you can read them out of order, whatever order you like. So I'm going to be reading it backwards. I have Before I Let Go. I think it's what her previous book is called. She got acknowledgement from Tia Williams. I love Tia Williams. I just finished reading her book too. Yeah. Okay. Before I Let Go. Anyway, that's the first book of the series. I have it at home in my garage somewhere in one of the bins, but I just need to order some more bookshelves and just really take the time to actually start reading. My students take their STAR test in 2 weeks, so I have 2 weeks to prepare them, and I started meeting with my kids today, just asking them, like, how do you feel like you've performed? Do you feel like you're ready for the test? What supports they need from me? What they think they've done well? Where they need to focus their time and attention? And I think for the most part, like, my students are in a really good place. I feel like they understand what they need to do in order to be successful. They understand that the test is going to be difficult, but they're willing to rise to the challenge. And my students have really performed well. My students have been meeting and surpassing their goals for the most part. And I'm really, really proud of them. And they took a little nosedive with their last test that they took, but I let them know, like, the district as a whole took a nosedive. So don't base your success off that one test. Look at your trajectory. And the reality is, my students have been on an upward trajectory. Why is that word so hard for me? Trajectory. And you know, I just really wanted to encourage them today. So I'm gonna speak with the rest of my kids, my students, tomorrow. I still haven't let them know that I'm not coming back next year, but I'll probably let them know that in May. And other than that, I don't really have much else going on. So the hubby and I really just wanted to be at home, just stay in our honeymoon, newlywed phase and bubble. We are back to the honeymoon phase, but it kind of feels like we never left it. It feels like our relationship is just, I don't know, we're in love, y'all. And it just feels really good. It feels really good. So that's that. We messaged each other all day via our school platform and via our phones. Like, I love him. He loves me. So I don't know. I just wanted to check in with y'all, let y'all know that the videos are coming. The wedding pictures are still on standby, so probably by the time I even edit the footage and get y'all caught up with the wedding, I should have the pictures already. So thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk, and I'll see y'all later. Thanks.
What his sister was doing. Then he goes flat.
Good morning, y'all. What is today? I don't know, but I'm waiting on my husband to come out of the restroom. We're gonna go ahead and head to school. I have to go to duty this morning for my mom, so he's probably gonna have to make my copies because we were supposed to be gone already. I am tired and not really interested in going into work today, but nevertheless, there's a job to be done and I must do it. Trying to figure out what cup I'm gonna take to school this morning. Got my fruit, blackberries and raspberries. Got my Alani Nu. Not much going on today except for test prep. My husband has a game to coach, and then we have training after school. Then we come back home, shower, eat, the usual. So I just wanted to check in, say hey. All right, y'all. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another day. So I'm currently in my classroom at this time, and I want to show y'all an assignment that I'm doing for my students. So we have a little bit of an empathy lesson going on. Long story short, every year students take a survey twice a year based on their teachers. The first one does not count towards our final teacher evaluation, but the second one does. So with that being said, I got my survey results yesterday. Okay, first slide I want to explain because it just tells my students what the entrance expectations are, but this is where it really begins, okay? Right, so we start about the teacher surveys. Twice a year they have to take the survey. Some teachers earn higher scores, not because they're better teachers, but because they let students do what they want to do. Whereas you have good teachers like me who actually get growth in their students, but we earn lower scores because students don't like us because we hold them accountable. Okay, I addressed how I have tried to combat the feedback that I've received in years past, letting them know I offer more student choice in seating. I tried to add more creative activities in addition to the lessons that I've had to teach. I've made myself more available to provide feedback, answer more questions. Like, I genuinely felt like I was in a good place. I genuinely thought that I was doing a good job. Follow me, camera. I still know that I do a good job, regardless of what my student feedback is. I don't let that define me as an educator. I don't let that define me as a human being. I used to. I don't anymore. So I shared some of the results, right? Only a quarter of my students enjoy coming to class, despite the fact that it's the most important one that they have to take this year. It is the only STAR-tested course that they have to take this year. 38% of my students believe that I care about them. I won't even dignify that with a response because obviously if I didn't care, they wouldn't learn anything. And then this last one, I put 62% of them believe that I know how to teach my content after doing so effectively for the last 6.5 years. Now, this is where I talk to my ish, and I let them know I'm a state recognized teacher, not because of their opinions, but because I'm just that damn good. I let them know the certificates that I have on my wall is not just because I show up to work looking cute every day, even though I do, is because I get results. And I told them I don't care about their opinion of how they feel about coming to the class, because the reality is they have to take it. Whatever. Most of my students come in with a bias because they're native Spanish speakers and they just feel like English is difficult for them. Whatever. We've gotten past that. The care part. Okay. I'm a blunt, straightforward teacher. I don't have time to ask you how you're feeling every single day, every single minute of the day. I don't have time to coddle your mental wellness journey. I don't have time to coddle your feelings. I don't have time to babysit you. I am not here to be your therapist. I am not here to be your best friend. I am not here to be your parent. I am here to teach you. That's what I get paid to do, and that is the only job that I'm going to do. Now, I try to go out of my way to ask my kids how they're feeling or, to be of help, to provide any advice if they ask for it, to just be a listening ear. I do all of those things naturally, okay? But I don't get paid to do those things. I get paid to teach, and that is what my primary focus is, okay? Now, with that being said, I let them know I am that teacher, whether they acknowledge it or not. I don't need their feedback survey to let me know that I'm a damn good teacher because I know I do that on my own. Okay, I let them know that basically these surveys, while they don't matter to me, it matters to my coworkers, which makes it matter to me. I also let them know that this is not a reflection of how we teach. It's a popularity contest based on their fickle feelings. They get into it with the teacher one day, then they automatically trash the teacher on a survey, right? This is what this tells us. When we get those survey results, it's basically our students wrapping up in a bow, a trophy that says we're the absolute worst, okay? Now, then I address. You may be wondering, why do we care? One, I let the students know. This is why a lot of teachers don't want to come back, because y'all make them feel unappreciated. You're ungrateful. You don't appreciate the time and effort, the money that we spend to put into our classrooms for y'all to turn around and tell us that we're boring or that we tripping or that we don't seem to have life figured out, right? Additionally, I let them know that they're going to have to complete an assignment where they can understand how teachers feel what they feel. I also addressed it to real world experiences and let students know that they're going to be evaluated when they go on jobs. And I should hope that they never get the feeling where they really bust their ass to get the work done and they really try their best and their boss comes around and tells them that they're doing a terrible job. It's not a good feeling. Now, as a part of their final test prep and review, instead of us playing review games, we're going to have life skill lessons, okay? I plan to use Monday and Tuesday for games. I'm not going to do that anymore. We'll play the games this week. They'll teach us next week, okay? I randomly assigned the groups a specific genre to teach the class. I'll show you what those genres are in just a second. I let them know they're going to present on Monday and Tuesday. The goal is to teach us how to approach the genre when we see it on our STAR exam, okay? Additionally, I'll give them directions later. But first and foremost, I had them create a one-pager full of testing tips, strategies, affirmations, ways to keep calm during the test. And I told them that they have 45 minutes to do it. Once they did that, I opened up Schoology. And depending on the genre, they either had to have informational essay and argumentative essay. The information is pretty much the same. The only difference is that one is an argumentative prompt where they're going to have to create their own essay prompt. They're also going to have to brainstorm. So they're going to have to respond to their own prompt, have their exemplars ready. And then they have to teach me how to write an effective argumentative essay within 15 minutes, which is about how long students should take to plan their essays on average, okay? Like I said, this is the same whether it's informational or argumentative. The only difference is the prompt, the wording of the prompt. Now, the rest of the students either had to do fiction, nonfiction, or poetry. They have to break down the testing questions. We need to understand testing language. I just erased it from my board, but it's been here all week. I told the students to write it down, take a picture, whether they did or didn't. I don't know. It's their problem. They're going to have to break down the questions. They're going to have to tell me how to annotate the text, having already annotated the text for themselves. They need to tell me how to answer the questions and prove the answers. So if I get the answer for question number 1 as C, but the correct answer is actually B, they need to be able to tell me why B is a better answer than C. They also need to anticipate any questions that I might potentially have. If the question asks me for tone, they need to be prepared to explain what tone is. If it's asking me for literary devices, they need to be able to explain to me what those literary devices are. If there's a distractor in a question, they need to identify what that distractor is before I even get the assignment. Now, everything else was pretty vague. So they can figure out how they want to present the text for themselves. If they want me to print it, I will print it. If they want me to make it digital, make it virtual, I will make it digital and virtual. If they want me to type something in a Word document, they need to have that already prepared. They need to be prepared to explain to me how I'm going to, engage in whatever their assignment is. Now, that's just part A. Part B is we are going to evaluate their effectiveness as teachers. Why? Because I need them to understand how sucky it feels when you really give it your all and people turn around and show you that they're not grateful for all that you've done, right? I have to let students know every single assignment that y'all get in my class, I take it first. Right? I try to anticipate what questions students might have. I try to anticipate how I can best give feedback, how I can maximize my time effectively. Right? And I told them, I say, since y'all have all of the answers, since y'all like to tell us how we are such good or such terrible teachers, you're going to put that into practice and you're going to teach your classmates. And I'm not going to be here to uphold their discipline. Like, I'll physically be here. And obviously, unless there's like blatant disrespect, I'm just going to be a student. And I let them know that. So they got their work cut out for them. They started, some of my groups were like really intentional about like, okay, let's go ahead and start our collaboration documents and let's start figuring out a plan of how to approach it first. I told them that they need to complete the assignment however they want me to complete it first and then work backwards from there. Something going on in the hallway. I wasn't sure what that was about. But anyway, so that is the assignment that I'm going to have with my students. I'm going to do my best to try to remember to record some clips while they're working on the assignments and while they're presenting what the evaluation scores are going to look like, because I just need them to understand it's not easy. And if you're going to give feedback to a teacher, then at least be prepared to tell us like what we need to do to set you up for success. Take the personal feelings out of it. I let them know I don't like all of y'all, but I take my personal feelings outside of it. I'm not going to let you fail just because I don't like you personally, just because I think you make poor decisions, right? Y'all need to extend the same courtesy to teachers. So since we lack empathy, we're going to build empathy. And I told my students, we're going to practice life skills throughout the rest of this year. Life skill lesson number 1. Lesson on empathy, putting yourself in the shoes of others. With that being said, I am going to enjoy the last 25 minutes of my break, and I am going to relax my nerves and prepare for my 4th period class. And with that being said, I will check in with y'all later.